Greetings, YouTube. My name is Nupehadda, and today I have a very special announcement. Not only have we had the April 1st, 2015 ban lists shown for the TCG, but I also got myself some new software and I have a mic, and now you can be able to hear me better. I need y'all's comments to let me know how this mic setup is doing, and also how you think about the face cam that I have here. So let's get into it. We'll be running I want to say six samurais, but that's not going to happen yet. Not until at least we get the new ban list on DevPro. But I'm running super heavy samurais, and so far I'm doing pretty well with it. I am surprised about the ban list that just happened, but I'm not entirely shocked about it. So with further ado, we will see if we can get into a duel here. I'm going to see about doing a few of these. And if everything goes according to plan, then this is how I'll be recording my videos from now on. I got this actually yesterday. The program is OSB, if I recall correctly. But pretty much, I've been looking for a way to improve the camera functionality. Speaking of six samurais earlier, looks like we're going to deal with them. Super heavyweight samurais versus six samurais, people. And I also want to give a shout out to a few of my friends, Reaper Fox, Necro, all of them. We actually have a Facebook chat going on, and we're just discussing a few things like what is going on with the meta, what's going to be happening, and everything right now is speculation right now. One of my friends, he is Doom Caliber Knight on YouTube, but I think he changed his name to his real name, which I'll have to double check with him if he'll allow me to use his real name on here. But what is going on is, at least from his perspective, is it'll be a format until we find out what's going on, that anyone can play anything they want in a sense. Because we have a lot of things that were hit, a lot of things that are limited, and a lot of things that are unlimited and semi-limited. Six Samurais, of course, have two legendary Six Samurai Shiens now. This is important, and I support this all the way. I just wish Gateway to 6 could come off the list, but I understand the reasons for it. So, Quill Forts have been dealt with a heavy blow. Scout has gone to 2. Sacrifice went to 1. I want to say there was something else that got hit by Quill Force, but I think those were the two main cards, I believe, that got hit. Shadals are still alive. Unlike the OCG, Shadals have actually survived this format. Well, survived the ban list for April 1st. So they'll get some play. Necros got hit a little, but I don't see it. Excuse me. I don't see it being as big of an impact as it should have been. However, Torgai went to 1, so Burning Abyss is struggling for right now. Struggling in a sense of, they just got slapped in the face, but they're still moving. I mean, Burning Abyss themselves will actually see still competitive play, and they still have the next set, which will get 5 new cards. So, what's going on right now is it's a format right now, from what I can tell and from what a few other people I know can tell, is that this is a format where everything can be played without much worries at this point, until we get some more insight in what the regionals, the YCS and stuff like that, to what we know is going to happen on that. It could go either way. Necros could still be the top tier 1 deck, so I'm not going to be getting into that much. Necros, the YouTuber, he's also a good friend of mine. Strangely enough, his name was... I have to find out what his full name is on the YouTube channel, but he's Necros, and he has numbers on them. He's on one of my subscribers, so... But anyways, he is going to play Necros because he likes them. Not only that, but his name is one letter away from what his name was. Because while he spells it with an S, they spell it with a Z. So obviously, but anyway, we're getting off topic here. I want to know how this new setup is. I want to know if what y'all think about it, and if there's anything I need to do with it. I can't say that this is going to get any better because I'm running my laptop and practically I have to scrape by with what I have. But I'm hoping at least with this mic that I have on me now that I can sound better on here, unlike being far away. And as I said, if this goes well with the recording, because I will be checking it before I upload it on YouTube, then it will definitely be a continuation of this because I want to do face cam and I just want to be able to let y'all know how I feel about things and everything like that. I know that sounds a bit sappy of me, but anything, but I want to know what the community thinks because I want to be able to represent casual players. I don't care about the meta in a sense that I don't care about the big meta things that are going on, but at the same time, I want I want to get information out. As I said before at the beginning of the year, at least I think my first video that I reposted on here, or a video I posted on here because I took off all the older videos because I felt that they were contradicting of what the meaning was. But we're pretty much, me and Inashi are going to be trying to work with what we have. So hopefully we can do what we can. Team Rogue West Virginia is still live. I'm sorry that we've not been able to do much on the YouTube. We've just been very busy, and as I said, we're trying to do what we can. It's just he has a job that is very demanding, and my job, the hours just. I know I work days, like between times of 8 in the morning until 9 in the evening, like depends on in between there what time they want me to come. But in terms of being able to do what I need to do on YouTube and everything like that, I will more than likely I will never make this channel into a job and everything. This is mostly just a hobby, like the game I'm playing. It's a hobby. That's all I treat it as. But anyways, just tell me what you all think about this setup. Is it good? Is it bad or anything like that? Any suggestions you can give me? I'd appreciate it. So let's get back into this duel. 6 samurais versus super heavy samurais. I'm kind of in a bit of predicament. He's got more cards than on me. I can't talk right now. He's got more cards than me. So, like, I opened kind of badly here. I talked more than I was paying attention to the duel here. So, but if anything, the ban list right now is in a state that where anything could happen. Like, Skull of Servants could be top tier for all I care. Actually, I would care, but speaking of Skull Servants, I will be trying to make a few new decks besides Super Heavy Samurais for the Death Row. And once that happens, I will try to make more extensive decks, excluding the super meta decks like Necros, Burning Abyss. Yusenjus is still a topic on that. I might try to do Yusenjus, but I don't know how meta they are and everything. So I'm not trying to be restrictive and everything, but at the same time, I want to just be for casual players, for players to see that Yu-Gi-Oh is not just about the meta. Yu-Gi-Oh is what you can make it to be, and because of that, I want to be able to say that you can play anything that you can think of as long as you are smart about it when it comes to the meta. Like, if your locals are just for fun, play it for fun. If your locals does have meta cards and everything like that, play for fun, but also be smart about it. Know that you have limitations unless you overcome those limitations. There was actually one discussion I got in our chat, which was kind of heated. One of my friends were saying that Necros are going to be or tier 0. And with Preparation of Rights to 1 and Boronic to 2 and something else was 1, I believe, in Necros. I don't remember. But I don't believe that they'll be tier 0. And even so, the that's not really what upset me about the comment. What upset me was like, Necros will be tier 0 and anything else is trash. I don't approve of that because there is over thousands of cards. I mean, the deck I'm playing right now, yes, I'm going to get six samurais, but six samurais, they have utility. They have Shien at 2 again. But not there are certain decks that they're not good because of certain things. Like Konami has not proved enough support for them and everything like. The clouds, the cloud deck and everything like that. They were only in one set, and they never saw anything ever again. And that was a real shame because some people actually enjoy the clouds. I know Nestashi is building a Cloudin deck. I don't know what type it's going to be, but like he enjoyed that deck, or he enjoys it and everything like that. So I don't agree with the message that Necros will be tier 0 and the rest are garbage, because that's not the case. It never will be. Because Gravekeepers can play. Super Heavy Samurais can play. Six Samurais can play. Burning Abyss can still play. I mean, Burning Abyss will go will go toe and toe with them. Shadals can play now. Like, they're artifacts. Artifacts, even though their blue guy is out 1, they can still play. They can still do something. The hats, anything you can think of. It's pretty much, you can build what you want and not have to worry as much now because key cards have been let go, if you will. But I just don't agree that you should abandon your deck, a deck that you care about, because a deck is supposedly tier 0. I do not see that as a viable reason to do something like that, because I believe that when it comes to this game, you can do so much. I have seen Spirits, Battery Men, Firefish, Bujins, all of them, they still have chances. Infernoids, they have plenty of chances. Plants will dominate us in a sense because they are a deck that there's no way around them. It's like plants can OTK if need be. There's no question in that. Because they have Rose Lover, Rose Paladin, they got Glow Bob still at 1. You have Lone Fire is now at 3, if I recall. Gladiator Beast, they have Bestiari at 3 now. I mean, good grief. Gladiator Beast could come back. It's like some people are like, oh, it'll never come back. It's like they've never been able to do something like that. I don't want to risk it. It's like, I'm going to plan for this crap. There's no way that I'm not planning for Gladiator Beast. There's no way. You can't tell me that Gladiator Beast is not going to do anything when they have Bestiari at 3. I'm calling shenanigans on that. It is the simple fact that they can. They have 3 chariots. You got 3 test tigers. You have 3 bestiaries. You got you just have all this stuff. And you're telling me that Gladiator Beast can't compete? No. Like, Infernities, they can compete. They just don't have the resources to do it. Like anyone can compete. Yes, you might win, you might not get to the top or anything like that, but that's not what matters. What matters is you do this because you enjoy the game. You do it for fun. You do it for your friends and everything like that. I'm not going to get into the friendship space like Tay would do and everything like that, but we have to look at it this way. You don't play this game, at least the generation that I was growing up with when I first started playing this. I never played this for money, profit, or anything like that. I played it because a friend was playing this at school, and I got interested in it. And he showed me the mechanics. Um, it was my senior year. I mean, I knew nothing about Yu-Gi-Oh until my senior year, and like I saw what he was doing, and I asked him, like, what is this? Because the only card game I knew at that time was Magic the Gathering. I was never interested in that, sadly to say for some people. But um, he showed me what it was like, and what he did that day was that he split the deck. It was a 40 card deck, of course. He split the deck into two. I had 20, he had 20. Yes, it was the deck was not complete anymore, but he was showing me what the mechanics of the game. It's like there was just stuff in there that I was interested in. And then that day, I bugged my parents, about it because I felt that it was a game I want to be interested in. And that's when I got my first deck, which was the Yu-Gi-Oh starter deck. Like you can't go wrong with stuff like that. What I did it because a friend of mine was showing me what the game was. And I always have that belief up to this day. Like, yes, there's in the past I probably did get at a competitive nature, but that's part of the game. You get into a competitive nature because, in a sense, You're pretty much these are battles. You are fighting one another with cards. As strange as that sounds, that's pretty much what you're going with. But the fun fact about that is you're doing it because you like the game. Um, I'm just kind of ranting at this point, like ranting slash showing how I feel about things. But for me, Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monsters, however you want to call it, for me, it's always been about fun with your friends. It can be competitive. There's no mistaking of that. But I feel if you can find the balance between competitiveness and fun, then you will enjoy the game a lot. If you're in it for profit, I mean that's your thing and all that. You're doing it for profit, but I ain't about the profit. I mean, yes, I'll do trades and everything like that, and I'll do it or I'll base it on values and everything like that. But because that's just how the game is. Like most of my stuff I have is from trades. Yes, I might have bought some in the past and everything like that, but in retrospects about it, everything I own, Yu-Gi-Oh wise, is either from buying it or from trades. I was never really given anything unless someone was like giving up the game and they wanted to pass it on to someone else. It's like I can understand that because there are some people who are like they don't want to play the game anymore and they don't see themselves playing anything. And there's been a lot of people I've known or knew in the past that stopped playing and I've never seen them again. There are some that stopped playing but then they came back years later. And it's kind of nostalgic at that point because you remember the good times. You remember, like, I was there when Teledad, or no, not Teledad, I'm sorry. I was there when Chaos Era started, is when I really got into competitive nature. And that was a fun deck. Chaos. I played the Black Luster Soldier variant. Everyone else was playing Chaos Emerald Dragon, but I like Black Luster Soldier because he was a warrior. Like I've always been big on warriors, so that's not really anything new on my part. If any of y'all who know me really will know what my biggest deck is, and still is to this day. I haven't played them in a while because they've not really seen much, support and everything. Six Samurais. Six Samurais. 4 months after their original release, and I started playing them. Originally, when I first saw them in Japan, um, I thought they were terrible because you had the buddy system and everything. And then when I started playing them, I actually got into it. Like, I didn't get into them immediately when they got out. Like I said, I thought they were terrible at first. And then once I started to see how they function and everything like that, from hand experience and everything like that, then I started to appreciate it. So, like, no matter what you do, you're always going to play a certain game and everything like that. And sometimes you are going to be in the scenario where you don't believe that you like this game and everything, and then you spend some time with it, keep playing it, and eventually it clicks. Like for me, that's how Yu-Gi-Oh was. It's like Yu-Gi-Oh in general was something that I started in, but then when it came down to um, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, this is not good. Okay. I'm sorry, but when it came right down to it, when it came to Six Samurais and everything, I didn't care for them at first, but then after a while, I actually got used to them. So, and once that it started clicking, and Six Samurais was the longest running deck I ever owned. So, something I always enjoyed. I can't claim that um, samurais are the best in the game because there's always a deck that will beat a deck. That's actually part of life and everything like that. There's always something better in the long run because when it comes right down to it, I mean, eventually you're going to be in a scenario um, where eventually a deck falls. Gravekeepers had this going for a while, but like back to the original thing I was trying to talk about here. I don't believe Necros will go to tier zero, and even if they did, that doesn't mean that other decks will fail because there's going to be a strategy against Necros even in this format. You just got to look for it. You got to be able to do your research. You got to be willing to um you got to be willing to look what you need. Because if you don't, then you'll never win it. It's just simple as that. Okay. Because when it comes right down to it, we're going to be in scenarios where hmm? There we go. We're going to be in scenarios where the certain decks in time will die. There is no question in that. It happens. And when that happens, then you have a choice at that point. You either choose to give up that deck and go for something new, or you try to adapt. And believe me, when it comes to adapting and everything like that, it's quite hard. It is literally insanely hard to adapt because you are always running the risk of forgetting what you did it for. And this is the point where I'm not really, paying attention anymore in terms of what I'm doing. It because it's hard for me to do two things, especially when it comes to moments like this, like zombies. Zombies are zombies, and they will eat you. So, I think the biggest question one has to ask themselves is, are you willing to allow Necros to be the only deck you play? Or are you going to attempt to find the deck that will help you fight against them? I'll tell you right now, I don't believe that Necros will be the top deck. Maybe I'm wrong. But I also know when it comes to history, when we have to fight something that thinks it's so big that um, they've been proven wrong. Because history itself has proven time and time again that when you take or when you're doing this is where I gotta stop playing because I gotta explain. And the point I'm trying to make is this: when you and I'm using history, so when you are a nation that believes you're unstoppable, there will always be another nation that'll prove you wrong. When you think that you are more powerful than anyone else, it's the common folks that will eventually show you you're wrong. Um, Anyone who grasps power for their own benefits and everything like that will eventually fall. I mean, that's the state of life and everything. That's the same principle in Yu-Gi-Oh. The same principle in Magic the Gathering and everything like that. Eventually, you fall because no one can have absolute power because there are consequences for that. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and end this here. And I thank you all for watching. Please leave comments below. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed or anything. And this is for all the fans of Yu-Gi-Oh! This is for people who believe in common play. And this is for people who think that they can have fun in this game. And I thank y'all for listening and for supporting or to at least listen to what I have to say and everything. And good night.